Hey, it's Shop Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real. Good morning to my lovely people. How are we today?
Yep.
We all right?
Oh, yeah.
Doing good.
Hey, I'd like to hear we got a great topic today for my lovely people. First, I would like to say good morning. And today's topic is You can't handle the truth. Now, I will. Let's be real. It's so many people that'll be like, oh, okay, just tell me the truth. How you really feel. Bah, 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 bah. Do you really want that answer? But before we get into it, we are getting ready to knock out these hot topics. Now, there's one. It's in the forefront of my brain. I got to give it to you right now. Now, y'all know already how I feel about Jada. And I asked for her to be removed from the group chat. Why is she still in our group chat? Like, with the what? What you got, Nate?
She thinks this is going to win me back. It's not.
It's not? Okay. I'm tripping. I was like, please stop already. Well, Will finally said something. So I know y'all probably like, okay, what in the world and what is Will saying? Will finally said something. And what he actually said, he loves her and that he will support her. Now, you have people, the internet, here we go. The internet is mixed now. Now they're feeling like sorry for her, I guess, to a certain extent. And they're like, well, it's not just all her and blah, 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 blah. No, you can still love somebody
from afar
and not like them. And he said, I support her. He said, I love her and I support her no matter what. So you got the people that's married that's like, oh, okay, that's an unconditional love. Baby, if my ex-husband was doing something wonderful, I would go and support him. One, that's my children's father. Two, I made a decision. I want you to be successful. That means I make good choices. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, however, him going to support her during her demasculating Will, like, you cannot do me wrong and think I'm going to be okay with that.
I would support you if you were doing something else. I'm not going to support you in bad mouthing me. She's right. I do. I am a minute man. Yeah, but I love her. This is so magnified. Uh-oh. Sorry.
I know this is live. Can I have some more creamer? That tastes like old people drink that.
Mama done poisoned you?
No, I asked for somebody else to do mine. I got to do my tea. Asked for somebody else to hook me up, but no, I ain't no real I like mine is like dessert. I drink dessert.
Yes, coffee with sugar.
The creamer got to be right. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's what the Will. I just saw that clip. But I do, let's address the Shop Talk question of the week. Are we ready?
Sure, shoot.
Are we really ready? Let me ask you this first. No, I'm not even asking that. I'm just going to go with the Shop Talk question of the week. And when is a good time to start dating your ex's family member?
Your ex's family member or your ex?
Well, ex is like your ex. When is a good time to start dating your ex spouses or somebody you're in a serious relationship with? When is a good time to start dating their family member?
When the relationship ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like for some people, it's just not something they would do. And I feel like for the people that would do it, that foundation and those emotions were already laid more than likely while they were still in the other relationship. So I would just say move how you move, be how you want to be, and be true to yourself, because exactly. Others of us would just never, there's never a good time. So, period. But if that's something you're contemplating and you're asking, Shop Talk, then just
how long?
Do it, because you just being yourself at that point.
You said just do it because I just being this. Okay. You know what?
You're just being yourself.
I got to go to this one. Renee's Royalty. She said family or friends. So she's pretty much a loyal person. And we're going to pin that right there. Go ahead, Nate the Agitator. I want to hear what you got to say.
I can't argue. I mean, if that's who you are, I mean, knock yourself out. I mean, there's no...
And you know what?
What? Tell me.
People in the family probably knew how you are, who you are, before you decided to date another relative.
You think?
You know what I'm saying? So now you just manifesting what everyone was accusing you of or personal thoughts of you were in the first place. Like, if that's what you're thinking and that's what you're wondering and you're like, can I get a timeline? Just go ahead and do it. Because we're beyond that. We're beyond the timeline.
Wrong, Amber. Wrong, AmberDee. I just don't like agreeing with you, but I'm
just like...
Yeah.
Now you know what? Now you know what? Let me say this for the sake of conversation. And this. And the advice. Let's just open. Let's dig up. Let's explore. Let's explore a little bit. If it's interesting how our culture as Black people, we'll be like, oh no, that's scandalous, that's off limits, blah 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 blah. But other cultures, soon as somebody in the ground, they throw them in the ground. They done married the brother, or you know what I mean. And some cultures, believe it or not, they are to take care of. They keep it in the family.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. So let's explore that option. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's how they do. I mean,
that's their culture.
Those are culture. That's their culture. I mean, there's some of them. If I die, my wife would go to my brother.
Yes.
So, I mean, one man's...
I would also like to point out that a lot of times women in those communities are not independent. They're not self-sufficient. Like, and I think even back in the day, that was common in America because women, you know, A, were viewed as property, and B, like, did not have financial resources or access to finances the way that we do now. So it would literally be a death sentence for a widow. You know, like, well, sucks to be you.
No, listen, wait, I'm looking at Nate the Agitator. He probably like, yeah, that's that property of.
Woosa.
And that's true.
I was gonna say something. So was that so bad?
What, being property of?
I mean,
yeah.
Was it? Was it?
Well, I could ask you the same thing.
No.
So you okay?
Was it bad for black men to be property of white men?
Oh,
there we go.
That's not.
It's the same thing. Property is property.
Different R. I might not have. I won't whip you unless. Oh, maybe. Not with the same intent. My won't have the same intent that the other one would. So it's different. So now.
I think that property is not right. I disagree with it. Doesn't matter if it's race, doesn't matter if it's gender. No. Okay. It's a big no.
Hey, you know me. Hey, if you want to go out and get a job, work 40 hours a week and struggle and strive, come right on. But if you don't have to,
okay, so no, actually, because housework and rearing children is work.
But guess what? When you're doing that job, the children are better.
Absolutely.
So we're all better.
But work is work. So it's not like, oh, you're not working, so you're not doing anything. Like, no, you're still working. You're just working inside the home.
You're playing your position. You're in your lane. And when in that lane, things seem to happen to come out better. So I don't mind.
Absolutely. But there's a difference between that and not having a choice. Because being a homemaker and raising children is not for every woman. Every woman is not meant to be a mother.
I got you. But when you stand in front of that pastor and he asks you a question, do you say, yeah, or do you say, nah? Or do you just get clubbed over the head and just drug off? You have a choice.
You kind of pause. To be honest with you, you kind of pause.
marriage is not for every woman.
Right.
So being property would remove that choice.
Okay, guess what?
And not being able to be self-sufficient financially.
How is that working for us as a society?
Regarding what?
Not, married, not doing the traditional roles and everything like that.
I guess it's working. I think it works better. Yeah, it works better. I'm going to be honest. Because guess what?
I mean, there's improvements to be made, but there are other countries that I would like to point out are much more homogenous than America, where they're more advanced than America, and women work. Women are financially independent. And it can be done.
Okay. Are we doing it over here?
Okay, watch this.
No, it's not working for us. So I said not America, but there are other countries.
Depends on what you want to do. Depend on what you want to do. You could be the Jada and Will, or you could just be you.
You didn't let me speak on Jada and Will.
Go ahead. Say what you got to say before I get to the next Monique and her calling her man daddy.
Okay, so my opinion of it is I don't know. I feel like for 20 years, the truth is probably in the gray area. It's not black or white. And to me, as an outsider, it seems like a very toxic relationship. And I just like to run away from toxicity. Like, just scamper away. But it's like, I can't run away because it just keeps coming up in my feed.
Because they are saying it. Yeah, but you know what? And they are the ones that's telling it. That's what they was like, well, this ain't really none of our business. We've been saying that, but since you put it out there and you shared it, it's not like the Inquirer or whoever else shared it and leaked it. You're leaking it. You're telling us. So it was cool. We didn't know their business. We thinking, okay, they did their thing. Well, now you spilling your tea. So you want us to talk about it. But I got to talk about what the previous conversations you guys dove into. As far as like, is it working for America? Well, Monique actually said something. We talking the comedian Monique. Now I was fine with her. I'm about to put her on the remove from the group chat because she shared yesterday why she calls her husband daddy. We didn't ask, but she shared why she called him daddy, and she said because even though she is the go-to person, she's the one that pay the bills. She said, but who gonna check me, boo? Talking about her husband is. So that's why she called him daddy. He's taking care of her. He is responsible for her. She said, and when they were friends, he was just a friend. But now he's her husband. He's responsible for her. These are her words. Now, here's my thing. If he's responsible for you and taking care of you, sis, you just said you the one paying everything. But you calling him daddy, so are we talking just sexually, or what are we doing here? Talk to me. Go ahead.
To me, it sounds like overcompensation, because, he's not the
some low self-esteem type stuff, and you got to build him up.
I feel like it's weird, it's incestuous vibes, and then for her part of it, it's like, A, we didn't want to know this. B, to me, that would indicate, like, you have some daddy issues, because if you have a father that you love and respect, it's like, no, I don't need my husband to replace my father. You're not my daddy. I have a daddy. Thank you. I have a great relationship with my daddy. I love my daddy. I respect my daddy. You not my daddy.
And that's a little weird, isn't it?
You're my man. You're my boyfriend. You're not my daddy.
You don't get that title.
Because my daddy is my daddy. So, to me, yeah, that's the two things I took away from it. Like, Lord, please stop sharing, because I don't want to know the details of your relationship. And B, sounds like maybe you got a little bit of daddy issues going on, because no, sis, no. And on top of, she's the breadwinner. If he was the breadwinner, I'd be like, okay, kind of still weird, but okay. But she's the breadwinner. So that's just basically what I took from it.
Yeah. Wait, I got you, Nate. I know you like, okay, wait a second. This is so much stuff here. Let's get this show started for real. Like, let's really get it started. We'll be right back.
Everything that happens is motivation. Everything that happens is motivation.
All right. I was like, let's get this going. Let's get this going. All right, go ahead, Nate. What's your thoughts on Monique calling her husband dad?
That's what works for them. That's just what works for them.
Okay.
I mean,
so why is she telling us?
Why is Will and Jada telling us?
To stay relevant. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like the same thing what AmberDee said as far as like overcompensating. I felt that when Will and Jada got married, that he was overcompensating for her. Even when they was on the red carpet at the beginning, he was like, oh, my wife kept putting her there. She's not the bigger star as Will was. Now, I don't know what's going on. You see what she said about the slap.
Well, listen, I don't even when I see her.
No, what did she say about the slap?
I changed the channel.
Yeah,
I mean,
you done? Okay, well, hold on. What she said about the slap, talking about she don't know. She was shocked that Will called her his wife. She don't know why. She was surprised that he called her his wife. And then she's mentioned, which was irrelevant, Chris, we was separated since 2016. And then Chris Rock asked her out on a date. Chris ended up commenting. He was like, keep my name out your mouth. Tell your wife to keep my name out her mouth. Like, why is relevancy really important? And I understand, trying not to look like the bad person, but you keep doing it and doing it. It's like, stop already.
That fire was already put out. That was over a year ago.
Absolutely. And she trying to reinvent it.
And guess what the two men in the thing did? All right, man. I ain't gonna mess with you. Go about your business. They were done with it. Handled like men. Here come the woman. Let me stir this back up. Let me make more money, or whatever it was. It's nasty. It's disgusting. And I mean, I don't like looking at her as a person anymore. I contemplated on dating her once upon a time.
Oh, you would have been out there. She would have told everybody.
Yeah, I know. And I'm a quiet, shy type person, so I chose not to. But it's a mess, and everything ain't for social media. Just like her calling her daddy. Amber went to the money part aspect of it, but men don't date for money. That's a woman thing, and I can dive into why I believe a man's love is a pure love.
Okay, let's go with read the comments. Go ahead. What you got? Go ahead, AmberDee.
So Nene Hobbs Barnett said, y'all need to quit making being a good man only apply to finances. But I didn't say her husband wasn't a good man.
But you said, well, she paying all the bills too, and she calling him daddy? And you said it just like that. Your head was doing this, and your neck, and your eyes, and she pay all the bills. And I was like, clutch the pearls, Amber.
No, I'm not saying he's a bad man. I don't know their marriage. We're talking about why she's calling him daddy.
Well, guess what? That's
what we're talking about.
Guess what? That's cool. That's how they handle it. I like to slap them on and get called dad from time to time myself. So, I mean,
I'm not saying look, she chose to volunteer to share the information.
Exactly.
So now you want to get mad when people have a different opinion, are like, oh, yes, sis, call him daddy. And other people are like, that doesn't work for me.
I'm still with you. When I jumped off, I pressed the boop, boop, let me out is when you said, and she making all the money. That's when I got out the bus.
Wait, though. Now tell me. Now, is that a bigger turnoff? Can I ask you this? From a female's perspective, y'all getting it in, and he say, "Oh, mommy," is that a turn off or a turn on?
Probably off.
I think it depends.
It depends on what. If he got a Latino accent.
That's literally my first thought. Like, that's their culture.
Okay.
Like, ooh, hey, sexy mommy, or whatever. I feel like I don't hear Latino men say that, but like, yeah.
You're not responsible for taking care of him like a mommy. He's responsible.
Are you sure?
Are you?
Exactly. Because we could talk about weaponizing confidence and how it relates to the divorce rates. But anyway.
Big words. Just because you use big words, AmberDee, don't mean I'm scared of you. Don't mean I'm scared of you.
business. Like I said, I would have preferred not to know that. Personally, the way it was because I didn't even see this interview, like where she shared this information. I've only heard about it secondhand. But the way it was presented, it was like weird. It sounded weird to me. That's all I'm saying. So,
and whatever floats their boat, as long as it don't run into mine. But
yeah,
I was with you until you, and she paid all the bills too. Amber, I proposed to you when you were working on fries.
But that's usually how it goes.
I just feel like we like you like to sidestep it, whatever. Oh, this is a good man. And I agree, absolutely. There's more, just like there's more to a good woman than how she looks. But I'm not gonna act like finances don't matter.
It matters to you.
Or they don't impact the relation. And not just me. If you look at the data.
Okay, Amber.
It does matter.
A man will propose, give it all to a woman, no matter what she has. He don't care if she's working on fries. He doesn't care if she doesn't have a job. He don't care how she's living before him. If he loves her, he's going to propose. Now, if I worked on fries, that criteria alone will blow me from me and you being together, Amber. Exactly.
No, she just was on mute. That's why that's why you didn't hear nothing.
But the answer is yes. Because guess what? You can't support my life with a fine income.
I'm not asking you to support my life. I'm loving you with a pure heart. I am coming to you.
Love doesn't pay bills. Love doesn't put food in the refrigerator. Love doesn't put clothes on your back.
You are helping my argument. You're helping my argument.
Well, I'll tell you who helping the argument. Watch this. Let's go to the comments. Nene Barnett of Facebook said, he calls me mama sometimes because he knows I take care of him in the little ways, like packing lunch, like what we were talking about. Changing. Oh, well, yeah, that's the basic stuff, changing out the two. Okay, I forgot about that, but that's normal. She does the little things for him, and that's why he calls her mama. But see, that's like...
And that's the Hobbit way.
And that's good. But guess what? But the men are taking care. They need to take care. Well, I can say that. The men are taking care of the women now.
That's our natural role. We don't need you to be out here working and slaving and stuff like that. It's a natural...
But he's our manager.
Oh, here we go. Okay, good. Hey.
We talking about Monique.
Isn't she basically... Come on now.
Say it again.
And Wendy Williams, too.
Yes, you see what happened?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm like, hold on. Let's do a case-by-case, individual basis at best.
Hey. Welcome to the Nate Woodard Academy for, no, it's just not that important to a man. Guess what? Like I said.
But you know what? But you know what the reality is? There are some men who are gold diggers.
Well, here, Amber,
they're looking for a come-up.
Amber, I'm glad you said that. Listen, when you were on fries and I proposed to you, you said yes because I was working someplace else. But if I was on fries and proposed to you, you wouldn't even fathom that. Why? That sounds gold diggerish to me because I can't.
There's a difference between Beyonce.
Okay. Let's see this. Let's watch this. Let's do Beyonce and Jay-Z. If Beyonce worked at McDonald's, would Jay-Z marry her? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If Jay-Z worked at McDonald's, would Beyonce marry him?
No. Why? So in that scenario, whose love would you say would be truer?
Jay-Z's.
Thank you, Mel.
I think it's just different. It's different standards.
No.
Yeah.
I'm taking you as you are, no matter what.
I feel like...
Okay. All right. Okay, we got to get on the topic. So wait. Let's talk about Young Jock refusing. I'm gonna hit mute because that feedback. Okay. They were supposed to fix that and they didn't. Okay. So Young Jock refused. Hold on, y'all. Whew. That's that blood sugar doing something extra. Sorry about that. Young Jock refused $250,000 to perform at a gay event. So, come on and click on in. Click in.
Thank you. He stood by his morals and
Okay.
what he had set for himself. I'm proud of him. I didn't hear that. Hey, if he don't like it, don't go. You know, Amber she wanted to pay me $250,000 to perform at her birthday party. I'm like, I don't like you, Amber. I'm not doing it. I don't care how much money you give me. Kudos.
Okay. Well, go ahead, AmberDee. What you got? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I got you. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so from what I recall about this story, he came out with this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my first thought, and a few other people, was that I'm gonna need receipts. Like, what? Because I don't see a gay organization even asking him. So I'm like, is he clout chasing and just like making this up? Because that was the vibe I got.
LGBTQ community
asking him to perform
event
in the first place. It does, I was see like Madonna or somebody like that. So I'm just like, but if he refuses, fine. What stand by your beliefs. But
Tank
don't even know if that actually happened.
But Tank performed several times.
Okay.
And he got
he was okay with that. He wanted to get his bag. But, and if that's what Young Jock believe, okay.
And Tank had that very controversial statement.
I remember it. Yeah.
So that's what did it?
I think when he said, what you say? One BJ don't make a man gay.
He said, wait, what?
He
said one BJ, just one.
Oh,
doesn't make a man gay.
Well, I can't even use that. If another man gave another man just one, that would make you gay. I'm like, oh.
Why are there numbers?
I don't have.
Why are they using numbers?
I mean, how do you test that theory?
That's what did it for real. That's what did it. So, okay, let's move on to the next one. The Tupac murder.
Better late than never.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing alive. I got away with it, but I got to get some online, some social media cred. Now he grabbing the soap.
Who you talking about? Keefy D, allegedly?
Didn't they arrest somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keefy D, okay.
He made it away for 25 years. Why am I talking this now?
Because he thought he could, was outside statute of limitations. And I feel like you said, Nate, it's a mentality thing where it's just like, and criminals do it all the time. It's just like, I think it's an intelligence issue. Like, there's a lack of, self-awareness or, just IQ. Because I think someone with more intelligence and more understanding of themselves in the world would have just kept their mouth shut. But when you're kind of remedial and you're feeding into, your carnal desires and you're not strong in yourself, then, yeah, social media and attention is a hell of a drug. And, let me go tell people, basically, just confess that I can be prosecuted. Okay,
there's a thing called proffer. And with proffer, let me go back. According to DJ Vlad, it was a really good interview. What they have in different states, I don't know if Ohio has it, but there's called a proffer. Say if they pick you up for something else, you'll get, and he was looking at life. I think they raided his wife's house or something, alleged. I'm going to say alleged because I can't remember everything that they said. And he was looking at life. And if they give you a proffer agreement, if you say, okay, here's a proffer agreement, they call it a queen for a day, meaning you could confess to everything you did, but you won't be charged that day. And that's how it got out. But the problem is, just as you said, there's an intelligence issue because it was that day. That's why they call it, air quotes for the listening audience, queen for a day with the proffer agreement. And so you could say, they'll actually, they win too, the police, because then they can solve these crimes. They're like, okay, we know what happened, blah, 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 but you can't be charged. But it's only for a day. He kept talking after, i.e., why he got there. But watch this. Guess who got a podcast now? Suge Knight got a podcast in prison. Quit playing. I said, now they done gave him a microphone. So I said 3 Hots in the Cot, Facebook, tablets. Now they doing podcasts behind bars. No wonder the dog. No wonder nobody got a problem going to jail.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I also want to point out, in alignment with Nate's comment, the rumors and accusations towards DJ Vlad and his platform of like snitching and collecting information for authorities. If this is like a well-known rumor, theory, accusation towards DJ Vlad, why are you still going on there? Like, at this point, it's your fault. You guys, you're dumb. So he probably is an informant. Then why go and interview with him? And then on top of that, not get paid. Those interviews were free. And I'm like, you're stupid. I'm not even mad at DJ Vlad. Get your money, sir.
But here's what's interesting. Watch this. It's an interview. He ain't snitching. You telling it. He putting it out there. Like, what's wrong with this picture? Go ahead, Nate.
Well, the camera's in their face, and him with a microphone just doesn't compute that they're still snitching, I guess. But I don't know. Like, who's my boy? The Godfrey. He told Vlad off. He was off. But yeah.
Okay. So, boom. Nate the Agitator, what color bottoms do you have on right now?
No, gray.
Okay. Bam. Did I say it? Did I say what color his bottoms were?
No, ma'am.
I asked a question, didn't I? No, ma'am, you did not. She understand. My point exactly. You told all the Shop Talk listeners, the ones that we can see and the ones that are listening, what color your bottoms were. How am I a snitch?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
That's all I'm saying.
For listening out.
Crazy. Hey, they got a new artist out there. I'm good. They got a new artist out there, and his name is called Friday. A new R&B artist. Because we've been communicating about these sorry, sucky people, and that's why the older people are able to do concerts and make millions again. Because there's no good music. Now, this guy Friday, I'm saying it right now, this is my opinion. I'm not feeling him. Because he sound like that's why I had to play my boy Roger and Zapp. He got what's that, the voice machine thingy? That's what he sings like that. So you're singing through a voice box. What was it, T-Pain do it too?
Yeah.
So I need to hear your vocals. We need real people. Now, real quick. What's his name? Mario. They asked Mario, TMZ asked Mario, who would he put for R&B singers for Mount Rushmore? Who would you put on there? Who's your 4 people?
Luther.
Okay.
I don't call Prince R&B. Prince is something else.
Okay.
I'm going Freddie Jackson.
Okay.
I'm going Teddy P.
Okay.
Barry White.
And Barry White. Look at you. They can't say Nate the Agitator discriminate. He will perform for $250,000.
Panty dropper.
Well, yes. And they are. Okay. Oh, well, thank you. So, Elena Pierce, she said T-Pain sing without the voice box, and he can really sing. Okay, so that's good. But this new guy, y'all check him out. I want to know what you guys think. Put it in the comments. Who's your top 4? AmberDee, go ahead. Tell me who's your top 4 for R&B artists.
Okay, I'd probably say Aaliyah. Trey Songz.
Dang!
Tank.
Okay.
Tank.
Okay.
And Boyz II Men.
Okay, the group. Okay.
Amber, how old are you?
Don't worry about how old she is. We don't discuss that on the show. But you can about see. See, that's the difference. See.
Yeah.
Now mine for R&B, and it's interesting. Shirley Murdoch. As we lay, baby.
Today's version would be I smashed your husband.
Right.
Did you not whop?
Let that thing breathe. But anyway. So Shirley Murdoch, Babyface. My one person, I'm sorry, y'all. I could separate the art from the artist. And y'all already know, I ain't gonna say the name. That 12 play off the chain. I can't, I can separate the art from the artist. I can. And who would be my number 4? Help me out. Let me think. R&B. I'm gonna go with because Prince wouldn't be R&B. I'm gonna go with Luther.
Yeah,
I would go with Luther.
Patti LaBelle? Yeah.
I would go with Luther. See, Fantasia would be like what's happening now. But she's not on that. See what I'm saying? See, people in the comment, they saying, really? Listen, if y'all ain't know none of this stuff, none of their personal stuff, and we didn't have social media, y'all didn't pick up a Right On magazine, y'all would be like, oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, you know it.
The art from the artist.
Separating the art from the artist. You gotta give it. I'm sorry. That's it.
It would be beneficial, I think, to a lot of artists to separate their personal lives from their professional lives. Like Monique. She could just talk about her upcoming projects.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so Elena said R. Kelly, Luther, Marvin Gaye, and Teddy P. Thank you.
Hey,
Lovely Breeze, right? She was like, exactly. Kelly, he did it.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. That was a nice lineup.
Thank you. Now, the ones that AmberDee actually said in the news, Monica got a problem because she said that she feels overlooked. Monica, if you listening, Monica, your girl Mel about to tell you why you are overlooked. You are overlooked because you fell in love. And see, women tend to fall in love and forget their craft and focus on his craft, i.e. Maya, i.e. Tamia. So we appreciate you, Monica, but that's why your Brandy's and your Aaliyah, see, Brandy mother was like, no, Sonya was like, no, you're going to stay focused. This is what you do. Aaliyah still would have been doing it, I'm positive, because her uncle and her parents were there to make sure you stay focused. That's what they was like, oh no, we annulling this. What? This marriage? Monica, the singer, feels like she's overlooked because she don't get like awards and stuff like that, but she fell in love and that's what happened. Go ahead, AmberDee. I want to hear what you think.
I actually agree with you. Because not only that, but from what I honestly don't follow her or anything. I know very little about her career and her personal life. But from what I have heard, not only did she fall in love, but she was in it was like toxic, unhealthy because he was unavailable. Because he was incarcerated for like many
So is that
years.
toxic though? That sounds like the best relationship.
It's problematic. I mean, at best, it's a long distance relation. It's a permanent long distance relationship.
And see, that's where I fought her at. Now, if it's a long distance relationship, he ain't there. Girl, go sing on the road. Like how? And I gotta ask this for my incarcerated men. No, I'm gonna ask this for my pen pal women. How do you let a man who can't even tell himself when he can lock down to tell you can't go out?
Well,
yes, sir.
Why are you even dating them? That's
I
what
haven't.
You got to answer? He got to answer. Let's hear what he got to say, AmberDee.
I have an answer. You cannot compete with a man that's locked up's pen. He got 24 hours to think nothing but about you. I was once on vacation. And I look back upon that time and see some of the shit that I wrote. Hallmark. It was beautiful. Women want to hear what you have to say. And all I got to do is time to say it. Hey, if I ever mess with a woman, the man was locked down, I know I'm only there for the physical. Because there's nothing you can do with these dudes that are locked down and they got nothing to do but think about you.
I can respect that because there is a little like old adage. If you get a woman's mind, the body will follow.
And guess what I'm doing? 24 hours a day. How do I destroy her mind? Find a dude that can draw. He draw the pictures, he got the letter. Oh, I sat back and was like, holy crap.
The best artist in jail, right? You know what? I got to go to this one. Kiki Wyatt is overlooked.
Yeah, but Kiki crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
She should be. She's amazing.
She definitely is. Definitely is. All right, let's get into this topic. I've been running it the whole time. You can't handle the truth. People.
Wait, you might want to read the last one. That was important.
That was important. All right, I'm gonna when you get ready to speak, I'm gonna unmute so we don't have that feedback and it can be clear. Okay. You can't handle the truth. Now, let's get into this because you do have people who can't handle the truth. That's why I make the agitator. I'll be like, come back and tell the truth because you got some fellas, y'all be lying. And that's what we know. Okay, here we go. You have the old saying, and for the listening audience, hey, shout out. Come on up, hit the likes. I'm using air quotes. All men are dogs and liars and cheaters. That's unquote. Let's talk about that, Nate the Agitator. Agitate us real quick. And then AmberDee, I can't wait. Go ahead. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. There we go. Go ahead.
Yes. All men are dogs. Trainable, this, that, and other, will throw their lives for you. It's all well in how you train. You can't hear me?
There you go.
It's all in how you train your dog. So I get it, all men are dogs. But the difference between the men and women are a woman wants to hear what you say. A man has to see what you do, your actions. Love is a verb. You have to watch what he does. Don't listen to what he say. But women want to hear a story. Oh, girl, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. Really? And they will fall for that. Where a man is, no. I did this. And most women will leave a man who did this for a guy who said, I'll do that. It's just in the genetic makeup. I mean, think about it. Most women want to hear this loving story.
So we need to look for salesmen.
No. Listen, the objective is to get male to give me that hat. And I'm trained and I'm versatile to say, yeah, male, you know that hat don't look blah, 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 yada, yada. I'm going to get the hat.
And what is Mel going to do? You tell me it don't look. I'm going to break it down. I'm like, what we doing? What? What you mean? We going to Paddington it? We going to do it.
Men won't tell you the truth because we have to obtain the goal. But that's in younger men. Older men is just like, hey, listen, I got time Tuesdays and Thursdays. You down with that? No? Okay, well, take care of yourself. But the younger men we're raised to, you have to achieve the goal.
Okay, so if you don't achieve the goal, do you continue to strive?
It depends on how important the goal is to you. Like, Rihanna been doing some messed up stuff to me lately. We can all agree, right? But I'm still, I'm still there for her. I'll accept your calls, babe. I'm still there. But that's the goal. Rihanna's the goal, so most men understand. Yeah, Nate, you better just suck that one up. It's just 2 kids. I mean, hey, she just had 2 kids on you. I mean, small stuff for Rihanna.
For Rihanna, okay.
That's the prize. So a man is going to do whatever he has to do for the.
But Renee down the street can't do that.
No. You hugged him too long. You gave him a nipple to nipple hug. Bounce. I don't play that. Bounce. You gave him you supposed to lean in with that shoulder and give him that church hug. You gave him a nipple to nipple. Nah, dog. Renee, you that don't read.
Okay.
So there's a big difference. And most women can't. They can't. The truth. Watch this. Amber asked me, "Do I look fat in that dress?" And I said, "Yes, you do." And she was like, "I can't believe you said that to me." It was a whole thing after that because I told her the truth.
Okay, I got something for you. And then I'm gonna let AmberDee. What you got?
So, I don't believe all men are liars. I would say the majority of them are. And due to the probability of a woman interacting with a liar, you should assume, woman as a woman, that men are lying to you until they're proven in their actions otherwise. But no, I don't believe all men are liars.
Okay, so you just have them guilty until proven innocent? They have to prove themselves to you?
But I observations. So again, like what the Maya Angelou's saying, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. But are your eyes open for you to see that they're showing you? You know what I'm saying? Like, open your eyeballs.
Now, I'm with you on that to a certain extent. And then when you're dealing in relationships. So here's the thing. Just like you said with Maya Angelou, what she's popular for. You know, for me, that's what we heard famous for, that little line there. If someone shows you who you are, believe them. I got to just give you this. That was like out before her, but we know that she said it. Okay? Now, do you really have the time to invest in seeing them show you? By the end, 10 years done went by, you like, oh, I don't like who you are. Where I am, tell me, because I'm going to believe you until I see different. Whatever you tell me, I am going to believe because I'm going into this as honest as possible. Now, me personally, I'm a very direct person. I'm going to tell you the truth. Now, you might not like it, but it is the truth. Either you want to deal with it or not. Lay all the cards on the table. Let's have a meeting. This is me. Kind of like when Nate was saying, this is what you get right here. This is me and blah, blah, blah. Can you handle it? Clearly, if they stay, they feel as though they can handle it until they can't. My thing, I don't believe in, okay, well, let me just smash real quick. And that's where the problem is. You want to smash real quick? Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Go on to the next. Somebody asked me a question yesterday. And this guy, I guess they was having a conversation about me. I know you were. And this guy was asking, well, what is she doing? And the girl asked, she was like, how do guys do things for you? I don't really pay attention to. I thought it was odd, but don't worry about it. And I said, maybe it's the people that you attract. That type of gentleman. Now, and no, I looked at my history. Everybody I dated, they had something. If I actually dated you. People that talk, that come and approach me, they have something. There is something. They got life going on. So it's the type of person that you attract. That's why I say how you dress is how you be addressed. I know that she's on here, so I'm actually talking to her. How you dress is how you be addressed. People will approach you accordingly. If they feel as though, and I'm just going to say this, and this, I thought about what she asked too. If I can do it for myself, and they know I can do it for myself, why wouldn't they take me to what I'm used to or accustomed to? Now, if you can't do it for yourself, and you're used to being over here wherever you are, and this person comes in and want to take you down, I'm not dating you. I don't need you to teach me a lesson at this age, because most men will try to, let me take her down a few pegs. AmberDee, we had that conversation. Why? Because you refuse to meet my standards. Now, to Nate the Agitator, I'm going to go to this. Can you handle this truth? Not you, but men. How was that for you, bae? It was whack. Can you handle that truth?
Yes, I can. Because if I don't have you as wifey material, I still smashed. It's a win for me. So,
okay.
Oh, I got a BDR out there. And every man has a BDR out there.
What is that?
A bad dick report.
Okay.
Hey, but guess what? I was there. And it was wonderful for me. So you telling me I'm whack, I'm like, oh, damn, okay. I wasn't expecting to come back here again anyway. So yeah, I can expect that. I can respect, I can get that. But to talk about what you were saying a little earlier about men, everything, it's a sales thing. It's a whole. You remember I told you about the dolphin, the shark, the whale.
Like you said, the salesman. That's what I said. We need to be looking for salesmen. You got to be a great salesman.
I can hit them a game, but my shark. Remember I told you.
Go ahead.
Okay. Every woman, in everybody, there's a shark, an urchin, a whale, and a dolphin. In everybody. One of these are dominant. Like I told, if I was going after male, I'm going after the shark. So if I was going after AmberDee, I'm going after the whale. A shark in sales is money. I'm going to show you how I make money. This is how we make money. Same story. I can sell you these ice cubes and we can make money. A dolphin is a partier. So I'm going to tell you how I sell these ice cubes so we can go party. But after we sell these ice cubes, they have a party for us in Belize. Belize is party. An urchin is somebody that's all about facts. I have to show you, see, in this magazine it shows these ice cubes sell better, blah, 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 facts. And a whale is someone that just wants to help you. Oh, well, it would really help me out if you buy my ice cubes, this, that, and other. So you attack at all four of those levels. But you got to know who you're dealing with and how to attack. So, yes, it is a sales pitch for most men. So I if I'm trying the same rap to both of y'all, but I'm presenting it different.
Okay.
And it's just that way with women. Your thing is he lying or is he blah, blah, blah. But it is more of I'm trying to sell you me. So I'm going to show you this angle or this angle. So with Mel, I got to change my draws. I got to do all this other stuff, blah, 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 to show you, I got to drive the Range Rover, this, that, and other, when I'm coming at you. Amber, I might be able to drive the Chevette and be in dirty clothes and come home from work and be like, I had a hard day at work and it would really help me if you would come out and date and we'll just do something small like go to the park. I'm taking her to a picnic, pick up some Burger King, this, that, and other, But you, Ruth Chris, wash the car, this, that, and other. Same me. I'm just presenting it differently. And I know what I'm going up against. So it is game. It is what it is, exactly. You look at it as lies or anything, but no. Knowing your opponent, watching the tape, and training.
I love the honesty. Remember we talked about that girl who said that she pulled up at the Cheesecake Factory and said she wasn't getting out. Remember that whole thing?
I just seen that. I want to. Let me talk to her.
Okay, go ahead, AmberDee.
Yeah, I didn't see the video, but I saw people responding to it. And I'm just like, that's her. Just like these marriages, that's her business. Whatever the outcome is, which is being alone and being deemed undesirable, that's on her. That's not impacting me. I think a Cheesecake Factory is a great first date. But, again, I'm not in her shoes. I'm not in the video. Like, the most harm she can do is to herself, and the most benefit she's gonna experience by setting this particular standard is for herself. So if that's what she believes and feels, and I also feel like I don't know this person at all. I don't know their income or history. I absolutely think there are people that are at certain income levels where a Cheesecake Factory date would be like kind of inappropriate.
Okay.
It's impossible. I think it's highly unlikely that she's actually at that income level or that lifestyle level.
Okay, I'm going to say this.
It's on her.
Okay, I'm going to say this because it happened. someone pulled up to Applebee's. So I was listening to Nate's analogy that he gave. I wasn't thinking nothing of it because they pulled up at Applebee's. It was a little bumpy parking lot, the whole nine, whoop-de-whoop. I sat in the car. In my mind, I'm going to tell you what I thought. If you know me, listen, I'm all about multiple streams of income. I thought maybe he did Uber driving on the side, so he was picking up an order. I'm along for the ride. I didn't know that was like the place that we were going. So I sat, seatbelt still on. You know, I'm just sitting there. So he started laughing. He started laughing because it was a joke. Like he was going to pull up to Applebee's. Now, was it that I think that I'm too good for Applebee's? No, Applebee's used to be the bomb till they got rid of the super salad, unlimited. That was my thing. Now, yeah, the 2 for $20 when the kids little, that was cool. But I didn't think that, I didn't think we was going to go there. So his joke backfired, but it really didn't because I just sat there. And he just started laughing. He was like, you really ain't getting out. I said, for what? And he was like, he was like, I was pulling up here to take you. I said, I thought you was an Uber driver on the side. We had to pick up an order real quick before we was going to where we were going. So that's why I thought about your analogy. I was like, that's pretty good. Multiple streams of income. But here's my thing. You can't, if you didn't do your homework, at least ask. Homework is important because there's nothing on that menu that I will even eat. Would I have gone in? I would have went in and I probably would have sat there and then I would have asked for a melted snowman with lime on the side. Go ahead, unmute yourself.
I'm not taking you out anymore, Mel.
Okay, you're not?
Two for 20, girl.
So,
Oh, that's the chart. Can I take it? 2 for 20.
okay, so I asked for a melted snowman with lime on the side. What you think?
You know what? I mean, I don't know.
That's water. It's water.
I eat.
But it's water.
Exactly. Okay, if it was a first date, I would think that, I don't know, because I would have to add it to some other things. So I do feel like some men, due to their past experience, like want to test you. And I would eat at Applebee's because I like their food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
But see, you like their food.
I like to eat. So, but if it was like McDonald's or something, I would have I still would have ate, but I just would have never, he would have got blocked and deleted after the date because I like food. But whether I continue to entertain that person, it's probably going to be a no.
Now, see, listen, you could take me to McDonald's before there because there's nothing on there. Like, okay, and see, I'm right. RB of Facebook said, a first date, you put your best foot forward. And I would think that because where's it going to go from here? And see, I don't want you to get comfortable and think you can do this all the time because your girl, when you change, I change. Wait a minute, Nate, I'm going to get you. Go ahead. Wait a minute. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got to unmute yourself. You muted yourself. Wait, you got to, there you go.
There we go. Yeah, I disagree with Art. If I'm putting my best foot forward, is the woman putting her best foot forward, or is she just sitting there judging? So guess what? To AmberDee, hey, the McRib is coming back, so it's a date. And no, this is something we're getting to know each other. I'm not going to spend $300 to find out your favorite color.
But how you start is how you finish.
Hey, well, I'm starting modestly.
Okay.
Guess what? I don't mind you bringing nothing to the table, but this is my table. So you can see my table. I ain't
coming to your table because the chair might break. Go ahead, AmberDee.
Guess what? Not you then. So I didn't need $300 in a doggy bag to figure that out. I mean, you get my best when you are somebody, not first date. Go ahead, Amber.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Go ahead, Amber.
So like I was saying, some men want to test you, and as a woman, I can only speak as a woman because I'm a woman. You definitely want to kind of ask questions or get to know them and get an idea of like where they're at financially, and then what they're like, how they normally date, right? And then as far as like, McDonald's versus a $300 date. I've been on dates where, I'm dressed up. If I want a date, I'm going to dress up. I'm going to wear a dress. I'm going to wear heels. I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to put on a full face of makeup, like face all the way beat, accessories, all that. And then get taken someplace that I don't think is acceptable. That's happened to me. So I know it happens to men in the reverse where you're spending all this money and the woman doesn't show up, or she has a stank attitude, or she's late, or whatever, just really not being respectful and appreciating the effort you're putting forth. But that is a risk everyone takes in dating.
Now, when you say test,
put forward what they feel comfortable with.
Now, when you say a test, see, I got a problem. Don't approach me and then test me. No. We're not doing that.
What are you doing to the guys, man?
What am I doing? I ain't doing nothing. You bother me.
When they approach you, you're testing them.
No, I'm not. I'm enjoying the moment. And see, listen here. First of all, a girl's got to eat. I'm doing absolutely nothing. If you approach me, that tells me you already did your homework. Okay? So it's really not about that. And let's be real. The way you start is the way you finish. If I know, yes, that I believe that wholeheartedly. Okay. If she doing let's talk a man. She cooking at the very beginning. Okay, she cooking every day. Boom, boom, boom. Soon as she stop cooking, where you go? To Jane's house where she cooking.
Not really, but guess what? Your cooking will lead to me buying that house.
Okay, but so my point is, the way you start is the way you finish. If you stop doing what you was doing at the beginning, guess what? I'm out. Listen, you can ask somebody, if you rub my feet at the beginning and you rubbing my feet and that's what I like, and then you stop and you feel like, oh, I got her now. Guess what? I stopped. I'm out. It's over.
First of all, spaghetti.
Because that's what I liked.
First of all, spaghetti's not a first date meal. And if you're going to cook, that's going to keep me there. You start off there. But for me, it gets greater later. Just because you cook, just because you're a green casserole, the souffle was the bomb, I don't go buy a house. So after a couple of meals or whatever, it hangs. You have to, I don't meet you and say, oh man, that was amazing. Let me buy you a house.
Well, nobody's saying that.
Well, that's exactly what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying buy me a house.
It gets greater later. How I came in here.
I don't have that kind of time, not at this age. What we talking about greater later? Like, do you even have a house? Go ahead, AmberDee.
Okay, so I just wanted to say, I was just thinking about what Nate said, and I actually did go on a date with a greater later guy. We just met at a bar, had a meal, he paid, which is sometimes questionable nowadays, but he paid, and we were talking, getting to know each other, low pressure, whatever. Turns out, he's very financially stable, right? I'll just say that he's very financially stable. But guess what? It didn't go anywhere after that. So I would say it's not so much that if it's greater later because he has the ability to do so, I feel like it's less likely to be greater later because that's his view, perception of you as a woman. So don't think, okay, because he has money, automatically he's going to spend it on you. Me, because he might have money, or the type of person where I only entertain men with money. So now he's like all the other men I've entertained in the past or currently. But does that mean that he's willing to spend that money on you? That's the big question mark. And if he's taking you to McDonald's, he doesn't think you're worth it. It's not an issue of does he have it, does he not have it. It's like, yeah, you're worth McDonald's. So it's like yes and no. But mostly no.
The guy that took you out, Amber, and he spent whatever on your date, it was modest or whatever the case may be. If he had big pockets, it was nothing to him. Michael Jordan with a $250,000 gambling debt is me with a bill for $15. So it's all in who you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with this dude who had means and money and buying your meal and stuff like that, your Ruth Chris is nothing to him. He didn't do anything. But to you, he did the world.
He ain't do the world. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I can pay the bill.
Why?
And
what that got to do with me?
It got no. This has everything to do with it. So when you were talking, it's like, okay, he's paying the bill, but I can also pay the bill. Let me tell you, yes, it matters. So yeah, you want to put your best foot forward so that you could get a second date. Where as me, like we go out, whoever invites whoever out on a date pays. That's my theory.
A man should always pay. That's my theory.
Okay.
That's my theory. But guess what? Have you ever went on a date with a guy to a park and had an amazing conversation?
Yeah.
And he got a second date.
He got a second date because I was eating and having a good time.
Whoa. No. To the park. For a walk and had an amazing conversation.
Oh, yeah, because I like to people watch. Yes.
So that didn't have anything to do with what he spent on you.
Oh, yes, it did. He spent time.
Okay, well, guess what? Me at that same time could be spent at McDonald's.
Nah.
Amber?
Nope. That park is so much more.
Listen,
than...
I got it. What I'm saying to you is time is the best, the most quantity, and everyone has it to spend. So if I spend my time with you at the park or at McDonald's or Ruth Chris, I am still spending the most important thing there is, which is time. Now, you want it at Ruth Chris. She'll take it at such and such. And you just told me I got a second date with you because I walked the park with you and had great conversation.
But see, here's the thing. You're telling me where we're going. If you say, hey, we're going to go out to dinner, and you don't even take the time to do your homework or ask, where would you like to go? What type of food do you like? See, those are conversations that happen before you go on the first date, you would think. And then you take that person accordingly. Just like, how you going to take somebody to a coffee house and they say they drink tea? I hope they serve tea there. Okay, AmberDee, go ahead. And then we're going to read this comment.
Okay, well, I was going to say the date I was talking about, we didn't have the typical pre-conversations date. I was like, hey, you meet in person? I'm like, cool, let's meet. And then we had the conversation, actually, more details and background and stuff like that. But then also, like they was saying, again, this relates to putting your best foot forward. Absolutely, everyone's time. Everyone has the same 24 hours a day. And if you're choosing to give it to someone, then, that's something commemorable. It's the exact same thing with putting your best foot forward. You choose to put your best foot forward. You don't know if the other person is going to put their best foot forward, but it's on you. It's a reflection on you if you choose to do it for yourself, for whatever your reasons are. But if you're going around dating and you're a man or a woman and you're like, well, I'm not going to put forth any effort because this and that and this and that, like, you sound like you have a chip on your shoulder. You're bitter. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got some things you need to work through. I'm not saying spend $300 on a date.
At all.
All this, I'm going to intentionally make sure I don't do this or that because they might do this or that. That sounds like you got some issues. Just be yourself. Let's foot forward. And if they are not that person and they can't reciprocate to you, then move along.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
It's just like on the fries. When you were on fries, I accepted you for who you were. It didn't make a difference if you were on fries or not. But you're not accepting me for who I am. I have to show and dance and everything else.
Yeah!
Exactly.
Entertain me!
You're not mean. Okay, if I knew you were on the fries, again, I can buy my own fries. But again, fries aren't going to elevate my life. You can't even sustain my current lifestyle on the fry machine.
Amber,
so
you were on fries. How does that sustain my life? How does that sustain your fries?
We're not compatible. We're not. It's a lack of compatibility.
here's my thing. If you were the one on fries and I had it going on, how are you elevating my life or helping me maintain my life?
But you approached her, though.
Exactly. Thank you. And you know what? In those dynamics where the woman is bringing quote unquote nothing to, that's not what the man thinks.
You guys
he's valuable doesn't mean that man doesn't see some value in her that's not financial. Because people be choosing why is Will with Jada? I don't know. But I don't really a big for him because he's still supporting her and all this, that, and the other. I'm like, listen, I don't need to understand it. It's not my business.
They're super ambitious. But finances is not something that's a prerequisite for us. It's for you. When you talk about love,
that's because we're not the same.
But how many years have you heard no romance without finance? Like, that's the thing. I want to read this one. This is pretty good. I dated a man who rode his bike to my house and got a cab for use to go eat dinner. He didn't own a car because he didn't drive. He was from New York, rode the subway, and the car wasn't necessary until he moved to this area. Eventually, he got a car. We had nice dates. Before we did, we played Scrabble, spades, and we had a blast. Time. Now, here's the thing. You caught the subway. He caught the subway because that's what he was accustomed to until he got here. So there was and when you live in New York, you got to pay for parking and everything else. Like, that's crazy. So I understand that. I know somebody who rode a bike because they got into a car accident and they hit a child and they couldn't get it back together. As far as like mentally, he wasn't able to drive. Homeboy. So I do know somebody that had that issue. So having a vehicle, is that a criteria for most? It is. And for some, it probably isn't an issue. They probably like, okay, well, I got a car. Or like this situation where he was from New York. And there was another one up here that I wanted to read. Impressions can be false. That's the one I wanted to read. Go ahead, Amber. Do you want to read that? You got it? Uh-oh, you on mute, honey.
Okay. Lovely Breeze of Facebook said, no, impressions can be false. Be yourself is just a date, not a lifetime commitment. Get to know if she's worth a $300 meal and if she's worth your time.
Preach. That's church say.
Amen. Now watch this. If somebody came off the rip and spent $300 on a date, we just using this number. I don't know why, but we just using it. And you have no history with this person. I'm going to watch. Does that impress me? It doesn't, because it can say one or two things. Bad money management. And if you are trying to impress the person and spend $300, I don't know if I want to be with you because you might have bad money management and then you going to have us broke in like the next few months. Wait. Then you also have the fact of, are they paying with credit cards or not? Now, some people, they like, okay, well, I'll pay this meal with a credit card. And maybe they pay meals with credit cards. I don't know, to build up, their credit score. Or if they're paying and buying everything with credit cards, to me, that says debt. I met somebody who had his and her Harleys. I think I shared this. Beautiful home. Everything looked copacetic. And that individual was trying to talk to me. And yes, I did share it. And he asked me, now I'm looking around at his place. He asked me, how much money you make an hour? No, he said, how much money you make? And listen, right. Don't do that. And I told him, you treat my income like child support. Don't count on it. Because see, these is all bills that you accumulated before me. I'm not coming here to help you pay off your debt. So the dude that has a brand new car, I'm not really interested in that. Especially to make a model usually look the same and it could be an older car. Is your car paid off? Boom. I like that. You sitting there, I'm looking at outgo. How many children do you have? How old are they? Boom. Child support. Oprah and Stedman is what I'm talking about up in here.
But you worried about me paying with credit cards and all this stuff, but you didn't get out the car when I took you to Applebee's. That was in my price range. You got a problem with Applebee's, but when I take you to the 300 place, you got a problem with me paying with a credit card.
What the problem I have with Applebee's is there's nothing on the menu that I can eat.
I'm winning with you, Mel. I did take you to Burger. I took you to Applebee's. That wasn't good enough. Then I take you to Ruth's Chris, and you worried about I'm paying with a credit card?
No, not all the time.
Oh my God! How do I win as a man?
You win by being you. You win by being you. And 9 times out of 10, you take me to Ruth's Chris, I'm probably ordering an appetizer. I have to like what's on the menu. So you can't ask me, hey, what type of food do you like? I like seafood and you taking me, or watch this. I like apples or apple pie and you take me to Applebee's and they don't sell nothing to get with apples. Surprise, ding, 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 ding. Think about it. Like, did you do your homework?
I'm running this bill on Meow Mix. Cat food, litter boxes.
I hear you. Look, I'm looking at the comments. I see you guys in the comments. I understand that credit card, like, it depends. But you have some people who pay everything with credit cards. And like some people use the credit cards. Like I said, I shouldn't even have to go back through this. So y'all just rewind the show because you can hear me when I talked about the credit card unless you're trying to build up, your credit score. But some people just use credit cards to live. That means you can't afford it. So don't try to.
But I'm putting my best foot forward, Mel.
Yeah, but don't go broke impressing yourself. You're trying to impress somebody.
Whoa! But I'm trying to best foot forward. Show you
your best foot forward, not somebody else's. Go ahead, AmberDee. What you got?
I'm going into debt for you.
I ain't about to go into this with y'all slow people. Y'all a little delayed. So just rewind and then you'll be able to hear everything. Go ahead.
I think that the money management kind of parlays into leadership qualities and skills. Also, living within your means is also a part of being a good, effective leader. You're not in the Hamptons. You don't make 6 figures. Like, that's your reality. Are you operating in your reality? And a lot of times when people are not, that's when they end up getting into trouble financially. And as a woman, especially if you're of childbearing age, if you would like to procreate, a man's ability to manage his finances is really important. Also, having the finances or having the projected path, and the desire to not only have children as well, but afford those children so that you're not reliant on public assistance, So finances matter.
Yes. Salvage Facebook said, no, you need to stay at work if you ain't got it.
Are we finding this out on our first date at Ruth Chris, or are we finding out at Burger King?
No, I mean,
you worried about my finance and how I spend money, and I gotta put this first.
You are learning the person and see what they like.
Well, I don't need to put my best foot forward on the first person.
Yes, you do.
First date to spend all this money.
First,
we can learn each other.
First impressions are lasting.
Okay. So I personally can get a ballpark of a person's income, but like Mel pointed out, you don't know that person's outgoing expenses, but you can get a ballpark idea of the person's general income, like before you go on a first date. Based on their education level, based on their field, what they do for work. And then as you get to know them, they might have an additional stream of income. But then you might find out that they also have 2 major sources of debt. But just like a ballpark, you can figure that out before a first date.
And then you'll have people.
Are you employed? Do you have a job?
Do y'all know what my first question is? Are you on crack or have you ever been on crack? Now, ever no? That's my question. Yeah, look at her. For the listening audience, she's on mute. Like, yes, that's my first question. You want me to tell you why? Because that lets me know off top, I'm not stepping into that. I'm just not. Because see, like I always say, I was trying to unmute it. I can't because you guys did it. You can unmute yourselves. You're not going to like microwave and iron me to death. You ain't going to be, no. I need to know these things. I'm not able to deal with it. I'm going to tell you off top. I ain't got to come home and wonder what's missing. If you're going to relapse, those are stress levels for me. But now I got to ask you this, Nate. If a woman actually says, and you were liking her, and she feels as though that your income isn't where she wants it, because I'm going to tell you, women like to date up. We like to hear what you're going to say. We're going to take this trip. We're going to do this. Yes, that's what we want to do. But if I know that you aren't able to, now I said if I know that you aren't able to take me where I want to go, why is it that I'm a gold digger when I choose not to date you?
Well, if you choose not to date me, you're not a gold digger. But if you choose to date me because you're hungry, gold digger.
A girl's got to eat. That ain't a gold digger. She just hungry.
A dude's got to smash.
Okay, and then there's decisions. If you decide to feed her, okay. If she decide not to smash, okay. Why you mad?
Right. But guess what? If you already have your intentions to be, why use it?
That ain't you. Well, yeah, sometimes. I had to think like, well, yeah, sometimes. Like you find a sugar daddy. I need to know, do you have an erectile dysfunction?
If he has a sugar daddy,
he
has that's already, I am just a sugar daddy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But here's the thing. I need to know, hey, do you have erectile dysfunction? And if he say, yeah, I might date him. I'll date him. A sugar daddy.
But guess what?
If he don't, I don't want worms. I'm cool.
Hey, you know what? Oh, I found the Cialis didn't work, but the blue ones did. Now you stuck. Oh, it worked now. Damn. Now I got to put in for this board.
No, we'll come up with a story. I ain't gonna lie. Women will come up with a story telling us something.
Period for the 4 months, for 3.5 weeks out of the month.
I can't make it, or be like, oh, I'm not a real sexual person. I was raped when I was young. Oh, girls be coming up with it. And I'm just not a real sexual person. Like, I'm getting out of here. Let me get out of here. That's what we do. But I don't think y'all can handle the truth. Now let's talk about this BDR.
Okay.
So, having a BDR somewhere out there, how does that make you feel if AmberDee, why are you looking surprised? He told you what a BDR was.
No, when?
The BDR.
Oh, okay, yes. Okay, sorry. Okay, yes, go continue.
Okay, one more time for the listening audience that just joined. Nate, what's a BDR?
Exactly.
One more time?
A bad dick report. A BDR.
Okay. Now, if she don't tell her homegirls, because most women will tell their homegirls and not the guy. Mm-hmm. Are you okay with hearing that?
You would have to be. If you had, listen.
Why y'all go to the first word, the go-to word? You be like, not you per se, but just period.
Right. But here's the thing: Jordan don't score 60 every night. Now, when I play against Kobe, I don't have a good night. But if I'm playing against John Stockton, I'm dunking on. So guess what? My BDR is with you. And if women think, oh, well, the BDR, Mel gave him a bad BDR. Well, somebody else gave me 5 gold stars.
Did they really?
Yes,
or was it a self-esteem booster?
BDR, someone else. Believe you, if you out here if your credit report is across the board BDRs, but I mean, sometimes, you swing at the ball long enough, you'll hit a home run.
Okay, so you know what? Let me tell you how to prevent a BDR.
How do you prevent a BDR? Because you know our goal is to not finish when we're there.
Right.
Our whole goal is don't finish. Do not finish. So how do you prevent that? Oh, I finally got here. There's a girl in my dreams, and she's smelling and looking good and feeling amazing, but don't finish. Okay, tell us, Mel. I would like to know.
The conversation before. And that matters. You have a conversation, you be like, oh, I hope, blah, blah, blah. So that conversation is already there. Because a BDR, you don't get a second chance. Talking about some Jordan had a bad night. Go ahead, AmberDee. I want to hear you.
I don't get another game with you. But the BDR is out there. I get it. But with that answer you gave me, you've never had one of these. Because that conversation, yeah, I believe I can fly too. I'm just going to agree with you to get to where I want to go. So guess what? When the man is where he wants to be, he's been dreaming of being. Ooh,
but you probably get a second game because y'all had the conversation prior. Come on, I want to hear what the listeners have to say. 619-902-2287, 619-902-2287. Go ahead, AmberDee.
So I don't know because I don't have that type of organs, but I do know that there are professionals and specialists that can give you some guidance and some coaching and all that good stuff. So this goes back to any bit of information or knowledge. If you actually want to know, you will go seek it and find it. But there are resources available. There's videos and all kinds of tutorials and books that can help you in that specific area. So empower yourself to go and improve yourself.
Amber, when I was with you, I thought we were racing off the race. When I was with you, Amber, I thought we were racing. Amber, when I was with you, I thought we were racing, and you just lost the race.
Okay, that'll work. You can say something like that and be like, "Oh, I'm just trying to get mine." Boom. But that's disrespectful to the person that you're with. Like, what? I thought we was gonna be together.
Oh, whoa, no. For a short time, not a long time. Yeah, for a short time. Not all the time. You can't...
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to read my phone.
Go ahead.
So Facebook said the chemistry may not be there with one person as it is with the next person.
Ta-da.
So if the chemistry is not there with one person with the next person, if you don't have the chemistry, I'm sure you could probably be there longer, right?
That usually helps.
Okay. Derek Clark, go ahead.
So Derek Clark of Facebook said some dudes just got to stay in their coochie lane.
You don't even know. Oh, okay. Now let's. Okay, go ahead, AmberDee.
Salvage of Facebook said maybe give him head in the car. I don't know. Okay, so I would be okay with that if that was my dude and he was like a sugar daddy. Then let me try to help you. Anybody else?
Get the house. That's why Salvage gets the house.
Wait! I can't. Nate, pull up closer. What'd you say?
I said that's why Savage got that house.
You remember she said that?
Yeah, she about Savage's house.
Yeah, she.
Ain't nothing wrong with the car exploits.
That's crazy though. And what's up with these? To me, it's levels to that.
There is. There's levels to everything, but it's how we read them. It's our vision. It's our diet. What we're accustomed to. My diet is seeing two parents and blah, blah, blah. My diet is, girls smoking Black and Wild. A cigar is totally cool with me, but a cigarette's not. It's all in my diet versus your diet. So we can have some cohesiveness. But, that's the bottom line, but we don't have the time or the wherewithal to get into that. You can't just give everybody this novel that I have for you to fill out and expect everything to be all right. I don't want to fill out this whole novel. It's just like, listen, I can't take you to Applebee's, but then you get worried about me spending my credit card at Crabs and Lobsters R Us. So, there's no winning for me. I don't see a win for me when it comes to stuff like that.
It is a win. Like I said, I will go, but I am not going to eat. Nah. Like I said, I'll just give me a melted snowman with lime on the side, and I'll just sit there.
Excuse me, Mel. Hey, Amber, somebody told me they got taken to what was it, Applebee's and
I did, but I didn't know we was going there. I didn't know we was going there. I thought I thought he was picking up an order for the Uber driver. So, but watch this. So now, how many women won't even date an Uber driver?
Y'all look for what he got. That's why
you can date an Uber. I date an Uber driver because you're a go-getter. Leadership qualities, like AmberDee said.
You know what beats a BDR every time?
What?
A big wallet.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. We all agree. We all agree. We all agree. We all agree.
And that in itself is sad.
That is not sad.
It is.
Tell nobody who want to agree to the struggle bus. I am gonna sign up to be on the struggle bus for the rest of my life.
You were working on fries. I agree. Okay, she's working on fries. Maybe I can teach her to read, but it's not important to me because look at that ass.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask this question. I was going to before I got distracted. Thank you. I noticed that men are more patient when it comes to sex than women. So James Johnson of Facebook asked, what about the BPR, a bad P report? Go ahead and say it, Nate. What is B? No, go ahead, AmberDee. What's a BPR? Well, you got to unmute.
Okay, I think
what's a BPR, AmberDee?
Bad P report?
Yeah, what is that? Say the word. I can't say it.
Oh, okay. A bad pussy report.
Okay.
You said the word. Nanny. We're live.
You can say that here. This is on the podcast.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I think that why are men more lenient? I think that's because men are just so fixated on it, and they're only going to be lenient. They're only as loyal as their options. So as soon as they can actually pull in a girl that has better, who doesn't have a bad BPR, then she'll get dropped. So it's not that men are just so much more patient than women are, and they're more understanding when it comes to sexual issues. No, they're just only as loyal as their options. As soon as they can find a girl to mess with them that don't have that, they're gone.
Disagree.
Okay, come on, man, talk to me.
If a man don't feeling somebody, so it's not the same thing with us. She got a nice, look at that ass. So guess what? I'm going to go there. I'm not putting, look at her credit score. Look at this. She spent your money frivolously. It doesn't matter to us. It's woo. Why am I still with Rihanna? You know, everyone in here knows why I'm still with Rihanna.
Why? Because her wallet?
No. And fellas, am I with Rihanna because of her wallet? Yes or no? Let's just let the people know. Everybody know why I'm still with Rihanna. It ain't her wallet. It's how she looks, the way she moves. We don't care about money's not our issue. Y'all put it all in it. Oh, he's nice. Go to church. Another. That's all prerequisites before you smash.
Okay, go ahead, AmberDee.
All this other stuff.
Okay, so Nene Hobbs Barnett of Facebook said, no such thing as a broken pussy. A man gonna smash regardless. Actually, medically there is, but that's pretty serious. I mean, even if it's mild, you just want to go to the doctor and get that handled.
Oh, a broken...
There's a bowling ball. There's other options. If you're a bowling ball, there's other options.
Wait, Elliot, let me see. Elliot Hamilton of Facebook said, just don't stink.
Right.
Okay. We already had a show on body count. Does body count matter? If a chick is not as fluid in the bedroom as someone else, I think men are patient because they're looking at, okay, well, she's not that experienced. That's just my thoughts. Air quotes for the listening audience. Where if she know and she doing all the tricks, are you there for a good time, or do you say, okay, well, she gets a second date or she's wife material? Let me say that. Smash and dash or wife material. Go ahead, Nate, please.
Not about body count, like I said before.
I can't hear you.
Like I said before with the body count, it's not the ideal for a wife is low number. It's not the experience, it's the willingness. You ain't have to experience the bowling ball, but if you're going to give me the bowling ball, let me create it. So it's not the inexperience, it's the willingness. If you're willing to do these things with me, oh, it's mine. It's special because ain't no one else had this. So I don't mind going to work, busting my ass and providing for it because it's mine and it's special. It's not been touched. So that exclusivity is a big thing with men. And yes, AmberDee, I used the big word properly. So it's not, she don't know how to do this, she don't know how to do that. That's cool. Is she willing to try it with me? So, and I'm special.
Okay, so that goes with Derek Clark said of Facebook. She's got a bright future behind her.
Hey, that's all it takes.
Willingness.
That's all a man wants, willingness. I don't need you to have to be and ran through all this to learn this from everybody else, and then I'm the proud recipient of it. Yay.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you never did it and you willing to give it to me, so no, it's special. I mean, no one ever driven this car before? Oh, wow. I'm going to treat it as such.
Okay.
Because when Cornell was driving this car, I seen him jumping the curves. And, he never watched his rims is dirty. Then they pitted. He didn't care about this car. So why am I?
Okay, let's go. AmberDee, you want to read that?
She's absolutely right.
I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Mute.
Okay, so Taylor Queener of Facebook said that shit that is not realistic at our age. And I agree.
Okay, so
Absolutely right. At our age.
DC said if your coochie stank, just get somebody else to do it.
We're going to put the plus 18 rating on this.
Okay, I love this one. Art Baldwin of Facebook said, no matter how bright the future is behind her, how does the sun shine? You said, Okay, Noel Fagus says, Nathan Water absolutely right. Hitting curbs. That took me out.
I just like the I'm right part. That's the part.
That's all you care about, the I'm right part. Yeah. But now, I did like that analogy. But usually that causes an issue with the next relationship.
What's that?
The hitting the curbs. The last person didn't do it right or treat her right. So now, and not just sexually, just in the relationship, now the next person has to pay for that. Right. So do you tell? That's why I say men that I notice, and even I got more guy friends than females. But I noticed that you guys are a lot more patient. Because if you come bringing what happened in your past relationship to us, deuces. And we are so quick to be like, I'm not that. This ain't going to work. Versus a guy that's sitting there trying to prove himself. Right or wrong?
Absolutely right. A man has to prove himself to some point. He can't be working on fries, as AmberDee said. He has to have I can't pay a credit card, as Mel said. So, we have to always be proving at every moment.
I did not say he can't pay his credit card, just for the record.
It's not, you have to prove yourself. It's about, are we in alignment? Are we on the same page? You should be proving yourself to you. You should be trying to be the best version of yourself. And whatever you're looking for is because that's what is an internal desire for yourself. Because you're always come across someone who you don't meet their standards or they don't meet your standards.
Okay, let's upgrade this conversation. James Johnson on Facebook said, women think all it takes is sex to catch a man. If all it takes is sex, all prostitutes would be married.
I hate that I agree with him, but yes! 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 Even though I don't like him.
DC said, let's see, we are patient because there are a lot of women out there. You don't really have to be, because the ratio is so great for women. You know, like you guys, what is it, 1 in 8? Is that what we did? We checked that. The chemistry is still a factor. Chemistry is a factor when you want to actually settle down. Now let me say this too. He said all prostitutes will be married. Not really if she want to make her money and she focused on a dollar bill. Because she's like, no, I need to make my money, because here's what happened. Not that I'm a prostitute or ever thought about being a prostitute, but I would just say this. When you look at it as an occupation, we know the Bible, that's the oldest occupation. And in there, y'all can check it out. In there, it says that you pay her with bread. Do y'all look it up? Pay her with bread. So, new and improved, what we call money? Bread. Gave my bread. Now, I'm not promoting prostitution, but I'm going to say this part. If that's her occupation and she's about her money, she don't want to get married, because if she gets married, she can't do that anymore. Then she got to deal with this dude that's on fries, and he ain't going to be able to give her money that she's accustomed to. Now, AmberDee said we got to be on the same page. I like my dude to be on the next page. A forward thinker. Look at Nate's eyes. Like, you need to be on the next page. And I'm going to say this. On another show, AmberDee was talking about, we want somebody that makes more than us. Back to the finances. You want somebody that makes more than you. It depends on what's important. Let's look at the women who dated dudes because that wasn't a factor, who dated dudes and they were the breadwinner. The only person that's dumbing themselves down, and I'm just going to say this, is like Monique. If you're going to be the breadwinner, be the breadwinner. Don't be coming on here talking about, oh, this and that. Your man clearly got some low self-esteem. I said it. This is my opinion because you put it out there for me to talk about it. So I got to build you up to the world. I don't need them to respect you. If I gain the respect of my peers or the outside world, that's my respect. It's up to you to get your own respect.
Time out.
What? No, I believe that. So if you don't make as much as she does, now if your wife disrespects you, that's a problem. If your girl disrespects you, that's a problem. But if them people outside, I can't control those people outside, and I'm gonna trust and believe. If I'm making my money, I ain't got time to be worried about your self-esteem.
But
and how you feel because I'm making money. You knew it when you walked in. You approached me.
Here's the thing. Men are sports fishermen. Now, if he caught you, who's making more money and is a public figure, his respect is already there.
His respect is already there, but why do I got to sit there and have my people respect him? As far as, like, you know what I mean? Because his finances is not where mine is at. So you jacked up because you don't make as much, and now you feel some type of way, and I got to fight their fight.
I got that part, but you were saying from a guy's standpoint. They looking at me like, damn, how did Nate get mail? Oh, that dude must be smooth. So his respect is already there just because I got you. Now, you were worried about, if you're worried about the outside from your peers, that's something that I can't control. But
you in the house feeling some type of way. Go get it. Go get it. Go ahead, AmberDee. I know you got it.
So, I think that every situation, every person, every relationship is individualistic, and, you know, there's varying circumstances, right? There's different scenarios, but if you look at the data, so the averages and the patterns, when the woman makes more money than the man, it's usually not a good thing. And that's just like the data.
But when you be should men not go after or, you know, pursue those women? If you already know you got a problem with your woman making more money, should you not pursue them?
I'm pursuing you for the smack. I'm not pursuing you.
A lot of times, especially when people get together young, it's not that because they're probably both young and poor, right? But the woman,
that's fine.
ends up making more money or actually has more ambition, and she's putting more work than the man to bring in more money. And her ambition and her drive to be successful financially or in her career or whatever is what creates rift. And then his insecurity about his lack of ambition compared to his partner and his insecurity regarding his, lesser than finances is a major contributing factors to the demise of that connection.
And she didn't do anything but pursue her dreams.
In the beginning, but over the course of 10, 20 years, there could be a big old gap.
Go ahead, what you got?
You are right for the most part, but here's what happens. You make more money and you go after a guy who makes more money, but the guy who makes more money has more options. So you're settled for being a side piece of a dude who has more money and more options, and trying to make it work with the guy that you was in the trenches with and grew up together. Maybe you surpassed him monetarily, but you're searching for money. And when you leave him to find a guy who makes more, that's more ambitious, he has more options. So guess what? If I'm making $1 million, I'm not driving a Prius. I'm not going to do it. And not calling you a Prius, but if I'm driving a Prius, I will drive 7 of them. So
and look, and then I would have a problem with that. Why you need 7 Prius? Like, for real? Yep, I got a problem with that. Why we need 7?
I can't win.
Go ahead, AmberDee.
Okay, so if you look at in America, the data on divorce rates and divorces, we all know that women initiate 70% of divorces. We all know that. So women are leaving marriages, not men, right? So why are women leaving marriages? Number 1 is finances. Again, because finances matter. The number 2, though, I believe it is that weaponized incompetence, where basically these divorced women are saying that they feel that they are having to put more emotional as well as financial labor into the relationship. So they're carrying the marriage emotionally and financially. Also, pure data. Women are less likely to remarry than men are after the first divorce. And that's because they don't want to. Not due to lack of options or lack of choices, because modern women are acknowledging that marriage, as it's currently set up, is a crapshoot. Now, men have been saying that for years, right? And a lot of men believe that, men get fleeced in divorce. And I agree with that.
I'm going to tell you why.
Marriage historically and currently even today,
because they want you to be a wife. They want you to be the traditional wife. And are you ready to put your career on hold to take care of them? I told you that old lady said a man at this age, over 50, is looking for a nurse or a purse. Right. Now, if you get a nurse and a purse, then boom, but you can't have both of them.
Right. And so women are saying, especially after the first divorce, that it's even with younger children, because women are divorcing with children, and they're saying it's easier and less stress for me to be a divorced single mother raising children by myself and having a full-time career than it is to be married or partnered with a man and be a married single mother, basically raise children and have a career. Women are finding that post-divorce, they are less stressed out and less burdened.
Okay. Let me ask this question. Can you handle the truth? If you're honestly on everything, Nate, can you handle 100% unapologetically the truth from your mate? Yes or no? It's a talk show. Yes or no? You nod your head. I need to hear you.
My buttons was acting up. Yes. And I yes.
Okay, the phone number here is 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. I want to know.
Yes, I can.
Okay, AmberDee.
I prefer it that way.
can you handle the truth? 100% unapologetic, the truth on everything.
Yes.
Yes. Nate like, yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, you know what? I didn't make no faces after you
Okay. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
My lips give it away.
Let's be honest. Is your spouse or can your man be your best friend?
No.
Well, I think from a woman's perspective,
yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes? Okay. I say no. 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287 is the number if you want to call in real quick. We got a few moments. I'm going to tell you for Mel's Medical Moments. I usually have my intro. Here we go. Let's get something. I usually do it. All right. Mel's Medical Moments. Watch this. For my healthy eaters out there wondering, oh, I don't do this and I don't do that and wondering why they keep gaining weight. Watch this. Here's foods that will cause you to gain weight in weeks. Avocado. How about that one? Nuts and nut butters. How many people put nuts in their lunch? Bananas. Bananas is supposed to be great. Greek yogurt. Oh, Greek yogurt is supposed to be the best yogurt. Lean red meats. How about that? Sweet potatoes. How many people are like, oh, I'm going to get the sweet potato fries and blah, 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 blah. Trying to eat healthy. It's crazy. A lot of people did not know that these are foods that will help you gain weight really, really fast. And you're eating healthier. What we going to do about that, lovely people? There you have Mel's Medical Moments. I had to put that out real quick. And I also want to add this. I got my shirt on. I finally got my shirt in. I loved it. And it says Broken Crayon Steel Color. And this is to suicide awareness. So if you feel like, and I just got to put it out there, if you feel like life isn't happening for you, please feel free to text 988-24/7 and somebody will be there to talk to you. All right. Got to do that part. All right. We good? I'm trying to see here. They're asking for the number. I don't think we're going to be able to cover all of these, but I got your lovely comments and people are saying yes. So your mate can be your best friend. Nate says no. AmberDee says yes. I say no. I say no. My best friend is my best friend. Call it what you want. It is not about secrets. First of all, I'm not going to give you my whole life before you met me. You'll get some of it and you'll learn it as time goes on. But no, you're not my best friend. I'm sorry. My husband, someone asked, okay, so you're looking at that as Ruby D and her husband. Ruby D and her husband ain't on social, well, when they were alive on social media. Okay, so somebody said my wife is my best friend. Is your best friend? See, okay, no, okay. Elliot Hamilton said no on the best friend. Clyde Daniels said yes, my wife is my best friend. DC said nope, that's not realistic. So we got a difference. Me personally, I just feel like my best friend is my best friend. My spouse is my spouse. Am I going to share things with my spouse? I am being flat out honest. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to be your best friend.
You're right. And my spouse is looking right at me right now.
That's my girl.
And I'm like, no, you ain't no, I don't want to hear you and you. And you know what happened to me today? Ugh.
Right. Like I hear some of it and then I'm like, oh, okay, we cool. Don't get me wrong, we cool.
Right.
Okay, so Clyde Daniels says she knows everything about my past. I ain't got that much time, but they could do the research prior to find out who have your best interest. Now, I believe that your spouse, you pray you get the right person that has your best interest at heart. Absolutely, because they're going to be the ones that say pull the plug or not. So I get that part. But like pillow talk, my best friend, if my best friend is telling me something, if she wanted him to know, she'd tell him. Now, if it's some juicy stuff, I'll be like, man, I ain't gonna say no names. I'm not gonna keep anything from them. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna keep anything from them, especially that could be potentially harmful. Or if it just comes up, then okay. But I'm just not gonna just say every single thing. Certain things I talk to my best friends about. Certain things I don't. I'm not gonna say to my husband, tell somebody they BD report. But like, oh, she kicking it with so-and-so. She said your boy ain't had nothing. And then what? Like for real, click on AmberDee. Come on, because we get ready to close the show. A marriage is supposed to be two people beginning one. I totally get that. Been there, done that. You know, I get it. I do. And we've all on this panel are and have been married. And maybe, well, look, and maybe that's it. Because it was like, nah, you ain't my best friend. Long as you know when you come into this that my best friend is standing next to me in this union. We could be close. You are my spouse, so you are the closest. You are my spouse. Very different versus my best friend. So that's the title. But you hear it and it sounds good. You know, my wife is my best friend. My husband is my best friend. I'll be at work like, oh. And then and then them spouses, they be at work flirting with the work person. I'll be at lunch like this. Because I ain't that invested. Real talk. But let's keep it real. Okay, Lovely Bree. See? There you go. So we got some married couples. Lovely Bree said, nope, not best friend spouse. What works for you may not work for me. Same thing. So different strokes for different folks. And I appreciate you all for coming on and joining in to Shop Talk with Mel. Make sure you guys, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. All you guys that's listening in on Facebook, please go to the YouTube, hit the like button, because now they don't do it on the views. They do it on the like, so it can help get your girl paid. You can't vent to your spouse about your spouse. That part right there. Because real talk, just because you're talking about them, you might not like them at that moment, but that don't mean you don't love them. So you got to just boom, talk. So that part right there. That's it. Thank you. Yes, because everything don't be peachy. And not that you dislike them or want to end it. That ain't it. Okay. I love that. Thanks, Clyde. He said we do. Now that's what's up. Now that's open communication. Open communication is the key. We say that. Do it work? Can you handle the truth? They clearly in their relationship with his spouse, they can handle the truth.
I say comprehension is.
Now, there you go. I like that. Comprehension is. Do they understand the person? Hopefully you do if you sat there and married this individual.
I can talk, I can communicate till I'm blue in my face. If you don't understand it,
you ain't doing it?
Well, it don't work.
Well, listen, you should know that before you say the I do's. Or that relationship be like, okay, this ain't going to work because why? As AmberDee said, we're not on the same page. Something's going on. Yeah. So it's different folks for different folks, different strokes for different folks. But again, you can't handle the truth. Honestly. Because anytime that somebody has to give you the truth with a cherry on top and some whipped cream, that means you can't handle it.
Well, here's the truth, Amber. That dress did make you look fat.
You was silly. But like, Nate, I'm still putting up with you, but you really don't have it going on, but your personality real nice.
Oh, thank you. You ever heard the one about the sharecropper? And no, let me quit.
But listen, so if somebody said to you, be like, well, we don't have sex, and you say maybe you just didn't turn me on. Is that rude?
No, it's a fact.
Exactly.
1 + 1 is 2. And if you're telling me 1 + 1 is 2, how can I be mad at that? If that's the fact when it comes to you, okay, either I can try harder.
But does that mean leave and go find somebody else that do like it? Because you mad?
No. That's when the conversation comes in. But I have to expect the truth.
But how often does that happen? It's like, well, I'm going to go somewhere else where this person don't, or you always get the backlash. This person like it.
Well, guess what? That's where
you notice this, right?
Yeah, we'll go there, and I hope you stay there. But all the package that comes with all of this stays here. So if that worked over there and that's where you want to go, leave the key. Just leave the key and enjoy yourself. Because guess what? I know I have the numbers. Men have the numbers. So, I mean, if you can take your feelings out of it and just be like, okay, well, hey, you know what? I can't hang off this damn ceiling fan all like Mel like me too. And she left. All right, well, hey.
But just being honest. Be like, oh, no, I don't do no swinging off no chandeliers. We don't do all that.
I can't hold up there. You know, I'm holding a little too much weight to be up there like I used to be. So, but if you can't understand that, and you got to go to DC, who's still swinging a bat of 100, I'd be like, well, hey. I'm gonna
let y'all do. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all do the final, the footnote, the final words of the show. But listen, guys, all the information is below. Don't forget, go to YouTube, hit that like button on today's show. I truly appreciate it. I thank you all for listening. You already know. What you got, Nate? What's your final thought? That's it. Exactly. Yeah. AmberDee, what's your final thought on today's show?
Different strokes for different folks. It's okay.
What's the slogan? It's okay to be you. Thank you guys for tuning in. I thoroughly enjoyed you as I do each and every single Saturday. If you are looking for Shop Talk with Mel and you subscribe to any podcast, feel free to find us on all social media sites and any podcast at Shop Talk with Mel. We're everywhere. Thank you. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always love you. Until next week, people, you know what it is. 1, 2, 3. Shop Talk. Oh, Nate finally got it right. Finally, and AmberDee was
Amber
late.
Amber, you just press mute next time we do that, okay?
Nate.